First one I would say is the increased availability of data around customers, around the market. I would say the other one is the increased sophistication in terms of algorithms, processing power, the additional intelligence that we actually get to actually understand what's happening and on the market. And then lastly, I would say a clear desire to move to more agile, faster pricing to really leverage all the opportunity. So it differs from traditional pricing approaches because it leverages algorithms to understand how to set prices real time based on available supply and the willingness of the customers to buy. And it basically replaces a fixed uniform price with something which is really tailored to every single customer. And it does so in a way that allows for a significantly higher value capture. There are three main challenges when transitioning to this game. The first one is the ability to accurately forecast customer demand based on whatever price you want to set. The second one, very important, is around how do you understand and manage transparency and fairness, which is something that, in the eyes of all customers, of course, is massively important. And then the other one is how do you limit the negative perception and even potential backlash of constantly changing prices? There's definitely a benefit from price stability and having customers really understand what they're going to find as opposed to having prices constantly changing. In order to overcome these challenges and be successful in dynamic pricing, the first one is to invest in advanced analytics capabilities to really be able to understand and distill clear insights from large amounts of data, right? Then there's this ability to continuously refine and evolve how you do pricing based on what the data tells you. And then quite importantly is around how do you communicate the benefits to the customers. There's a benefit from dynamic pricing. There's a benefit from a more tailored pricing to different users. So how can you actually communicate in a way where the benefits are clearly understood? Every customer has a different willingness to pay. You need to monitor very carefully that there's no bias and the price investment and disinvestment are actually very well aligned to where they should be, especially when depending on the customer willingness to pay. And also a risk for increased competitor reaction, any price move or any dynamic pricing system having unintended consequences and triggering price wars or just like escalation in pricing, unless those are actually managed very carefully. In order to differentiate, my recommendation would be to first start to focus on having a highly differentiated product, value proposition, customer experience, because it's really not only about pricing. But then it's also about how you shape the strategy as part of the broader customer journey. And then lastly is around how you continuously evolve and refine the way you do pricing. It is important to keep, staying ahead of the curve, being, better than other companies out there. There's a lot of value at stake, and you need to constantly be, improving and being better every day at doing pricing.